9:16 a.m. EST, January 6, 2022, 3 days ago, same video. All right, hear the words out of the mouth of President Joe Biden. "9:16 a.m. EST. This is the words of the mouth of your president right now, Mr. Han Fum. That's my name. President Joe Biden is about to get to speak. Madam Vice President, my fellow Americans, to state the obvious, 1 year ago today, in this sacred place, democracy was attacked. Simply attacked. The will of the people was under assault. The Constitution, our Constitution, faced the gravest of threats. And it's funny that President Biden has to mention that here, because I have a little book of Constitution here too. As much as I love the book of Allah, the Quran al-Mubin, there is a rule in my land. There is a constitution and a law and a justice in this country. And I will put the Quran in front of me for a second, if anyone understands what I'm saying here. To continue the words of Joe Biden. Outnumbered and in the face of a brutal attack, the Capitol Police, the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department, the National Guard, and other brave law enforcement officials saved the rule of law. Our democracy held, we the people endured, and we the people prevailed. For the first time in our history, a president had not just lost an election, he tried to prevent the peaceful transfer of power as a violent mob breached the Capitol. But they failed. They failed. And on this day of remembrance, we must make sure that such an attack never happens again. I'm speaking to you today from the Statuary Hall in the United States Capitol. This is where the House of Representatives met for 50 years in the decades leading up to the Civil War. This is on the floor where a young congressman of Illinois, Abraham Lincoln, sat at desk 191. Above him, above us, above the door, leading into the rotunda, is a sculpture depicting Cleo, the muse of our history. In her hands, an open book in which she records the events taking place in this chamber below. Cleo stood watch over this hall 1 year ago today, as she has for more than 200 years. She recorded what took place, the real history, the real facts, the real truth, the facts, and the truth that Vice President Harris just shared that you and I and the whole world saw with our own eyes. The Bible tells us that we should know the truth. And the truth shall make us free. We shall know the truth. Well, here is the God's truth about January 6, 2021. Close your eyes. Go back to that day. What do you see? Rioters rampaging, waving for the first time inside this Capitol a Confederate flag that symbolized the cause to destroy America, to rip us apart. Even during the Civil War, that never ever happened, but it happened here in 2021. What else do you see? A mob breaking windows, kicking in doors, breaching the Capitol, American flags on poles, using weapons and spears, beating the throw head of police officers, a crowd that pressed it along for law enforcement, assaulted those police officers, dragged him, sprayed him, stomped on him, over the door. We've heard all the police officers who were there that testified to what happened, and one officer called it, quote, a medieval battle, and then he was more afraid that one day he was fighting the war in Iraq. We saw it with our two eyes. Rioters menaced those halls, threatening the life of the Speaker of the House, literally electing gallows to hang the Vice President of the United States of America. But what did we not see? We didn't see a former president who was not rallying the mob to attack, sitting in the private dining room off the Oval Office of the White House, watching it all on television and doing nothing for hours as police were assaulted, lives at risk, and the nation's capital under siege. But what did we not see? We didn't see a former president who just had rallied the mob to attack, sitting in the private dining room of the Oval Office in the White House, watching it on television and doing nothing for hours as police was assaulted, lives at risk, and the nation's capital under siege. This wasn't a group of tourists. This wasn't armed destruction. This wasn't a group of tourists. This wasn't armed insurrection. They weren't looking to uphold the will of the people. They were looking to deny the will of the people. They were looking to uphold. They were not looking to uphold a free and fair election. They were looking to upturn one. They weren't looking to save the cause of America. They were looking to subvert the Constitution. This isn't about bogging down in the past. This is making sure the past isn't buried. This is the only way forward. That's what great news do. They don't bury the truth. They face up to it. Let me repeat that one right there. This is what he's telling us to do. Sounds like a hyperbole, but that's the truth. They face up to it. And let me repeat that paragraph, because this is the command I was looking for. I'll copy it right there and then, and I'll even tattoo it on my body if I have to. But guess what? I ain't got no tattoos. And I ain't a terrorist. I'm an American. And I don't see what Joe Biden's talking about. So let me say it one more time. That's the only way forward. That's what great nations do. They don't bury the truth. They face up to it. Sounds like a hyperbole, but that's the truth. They face up to it. Here's the Constitution. God bless my country. And I don't say that when I'm sitting. I say that in the mosque. Maybe they don't see what I see. But what I see is a man here. A man of his country. And that's the truth. So they better face up to it.